Hey guys, today we are starting the first seedlings of the year. I am so excited to get in the garden this season, but we're in January, which means it is time to start some Snapdragons. I'm starting it at the 12-week mark just because I'm a little antsy to get in the garden and start growing some stuff. Last year I started my Snapdragons around this time and they were perfect because the Snapdragons were actually able to go out in the garden before my last frost date. This year I'm growing 3 different types of Snapdragons. I'm growing this Snapdragon Tall Maximum Blend. This gets about 36 inches tall, but I heard that they'll grow a little bit taller. These First Lady mixed colors, and then I have the Tall Deluxe. I'm also going to grow some smaller annuals. So I have some vinca. I tried to germinate these last year, and I don't know if I think I only did like 3 of them, and they didn't germinate, so I didn't grow the rest of them. But I have these petunias. I love petunias. If you're curious about anything that I'm using today in terms of the seed tray or the packet of seeds, I'll have everything linked in the description of this video if you're curious. And then to label everything, I highly suggest investing in this, you guys. They're very cheap, but they are so helpful and I use them year to year. These are the Burpees little tags. They look like this. I actually cut them in half because the longer they are, they won't fit actually in the seed tray, and I need to label what everything is. And then in terms of the soil, I'm gonna use seed starting mix from Miracle-Gro. It is their their seed starting potting mix. Okay, so with the plant labels here, I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut them directly in half. And that way I have 4 plant labels out of what was once 2 of them. And I'm just gonna write the names of all of the varieties that I'm growing just so I can remember. When I plant them out in the garden, to be honest, I'm not gonna remember, but I like to document a lot of things as much as possible and take photos and write it in my garden journal. So if I can write the names down and remember, it kind of helps me out. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Now it is time to pack the seed trays. The soil is nice and wet. It kind of holds its shape, but it's not super drippy. Like I can't get any water out of the soil. You're going to want to moisten your seed starting mix before you put it in the trays, because once you put the dry soil into the tray, it's really hard to moisten down here without it already being wet. And one thing you'll find is that the trays are probably not all filled in all the way. So what you're gonna need to do is take your fingers and dip the soil into the trays to kind of pack that soil down. You don't want to pack it down too much, but enough so that way the seed has something to kind of sit into. And then when you have your holes, go ahead and just lightly fill it up again. All right, I have my Snapdragon section all ready to go. I'm gonna put my First Ladies, my Tall Deluxe, and my Tall Maximums here. And then I just took my finger and just made little depressions because the Snapdragons prefer for you to just place them on top because light aids germination. So taking my first Snapdragon, and these are super, super tiny seeds. You don't want to mess up. You can take a small dish and a toothpick and then drop them in the soil, or you can use your fingers. It's really easy if you have short nails. So let me show you what the seeds look like. Putting 2 seeds in every hole. and under the grow lights they go. Because these prefer to have light to germinate, that is why I'm putting them underneath the light. Most of these plants can go in a dark room or just on the counter somewhere without the need of light, but these prefer to have light to germinate them. The domes will keep humidity inside and keep these very moist for quite a bit of time. I'm gonna check on these every couple of days to make sure they're nice and moist. Seeds won't germinate if they are dry, so you need the water to kind of break that shell and get the germination process started. If these seem a little dry, I'm gonna take my little spray bottle and just spray the tops of them, give them a good soak. Once they have germinated and I'm seeing little greens pop up, I will just keep my eye on them, and once I feel like they are ready, I'll go ahead and start putting their self-watering mats on. With the self-watering mats, I only need to water them every 7 to 10 days manually. It is a bottom water action, so that way it is good for the roots to go soak down and try to take advantage of that water below rather than me trying to spray everything at the top. So that is the method that I prefer. And these humidity domes just came with these seed starting kits, but you can use plastic. I've used plastic before if I'm not like using the trays. The humidity domes really do try to keep as much heat in as possible, and so it is, you know, normal to have these fog up because they're just, you know, filled with humidity, so that is perfect for them. So into the grow lights they go. Hey there, it has been a couple of weeks. It is the 22nd, I believe. So it has been a couple of weeks since these seeds have been in their little homes and they are starting to germinate. So I wanted to fill you in on what they look like now in case you're curious on how seeds grow and how they look like when they first sprout out. So let me show you. Okay, here is my little garden setup. It's really bright underneath here. But I am just trying to mimic daylight. So I have my Snapdragons here. And as you can see, this is very humid. All of the water is being trapped here. And if you can see the little green specks, those are all seedlings that have germinated. These seeds kind of take a little while to germinate and they take a little while to grow. But I don't know if you can see all of the little white and green dots. Those are all baby seedlings. So far, I'm getting the best germination out of this tall maximum mix. I'm very happy. I have about 2 seedlings in each hole. And then I'm seeing a couple with the tall deluxe. You'll see that right here. These are gonna be huge, I feel like. The First Lady mixed colors, I'm seeing some as well. They are just very small right here. So far, I'm seeing very spotty germination here. Nothing to be concerned with because sometimes it just takes a really long time. But with the petunia, I am seeing all of the little, I don't know if you can see it right here, but all of the little tiny seeds have like a white thing popping out of it. So that is very promising. And then this is actually, where's my finger? This right here is actually really new. I'm still not showing it with my finger. That little green part right here, that is one seed that has germinated. So you'll see right here that little tiny baby is germinating. And then so far on the vinca, nothing has popped up yet. So I'll wait a couple of more days. If this does not germinate within the time that it said to, I'm going to clear this out and pop in something new so I don't waste any space. All right, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for spending the time with me. I love these gardening videos. I hope you guys are loving them too. I have a couple of other videos filmed for this month, so I can't wait to share that with you. Again, if you love gardening, go ahead and check out my gardening Instagram. It is at larose.garden. I'll have it linked down below as well. Subscribe if you are new. I'd love to have you join, and I'll see you next week in my brand new video. Bye.